On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Tradition.
A belief, custom, or way of doing something that has been passed down from generation to generation within a group or society.
Examples:
A tradition of a culture. Against tradition. It is a tradition in many families to have a big Thanksgiving dinner with all their relatives.
Perceive.
To become aware or conscious of something through the senses.
Examples:
Perceive a threat. Perceive light. Australia is widely perceived as having low levels of corruption.
Perception.
A belief, opinion, or image you have based on how you regard, understand, or interpret something, the ability to see, hear, or notice something through the senses.
Examples:
Keen perception. Perception of a stimulus. He is a man admired for the depth of his perception.
Criminal.
A person who has committed a crime.
Examples:
Wanted criminal. Criminal investigation. The police are searching for the criminal who stole the jewels.
Naturally.
As might be expected, by natural manners.
Examples:
Naturally arising. Naturally regenerated forest. He was naturally gifted.
Modern.
Of or belonging to the present time or recent times.
Examples:
Modern poetry. Pre-modern agricultural society. Their headquarters are in a modern skyscraper. Asymmetrical. Lacking symmetry or balance, unevenly or irregularly shaped, not corresponding in terms of quantity, size, or position.
Examples:
Asymmetrical design. Asymmetrical haircut. The asymmetrical shape of the vase made it unique and exciting.
Terrorism.
The use of violence to attain political or religious goals, or to compel a government to act.
Examples:
Terrorism against civilians. Anti-terrorism bill. Democracy is utterly opposed to any form of terrorism.
Adapt.
To make fit forward change to suit a new purpose or environment.
Examples:
Adapt fully to the environment. Adapt as needed. I advised him to adapt to his new surroundings. Brand. A type of product, service, etc., made by a particular company and sold under a specific name, identification mark on the skin of livestock, criminals, etc., made by burning. Examples: Create a brand logo. The brand of the new car. There's a new brand of hero in the movies now.
Flaw.
A fault, mistake, or weakness that causes something not to be perfect.
Examples:
A minor flaw. The flaw in the legislation. Even the slightest design flaw in an aircraft can lead to a fatal accident.
Suicide.
The act of killing yourself intentionally.
Examples:
Commit suicide. Suicide attack. In an economically prosperous country, most male suicide is due to child support problems.
Bomb.
A weapon that explodes and is used to kill or injure people or to cause damage to something.
Examples:
Atomic bombs. Disarm the bomb. The use of cluster bombs is strictly prohibited by international law.
Tin.
A silvery white metal that is typically soft and malleable, often used to make containers or packaging materials. A thin sheet of metal or metal alloy used for a variety of purposes.
Examples:
Tin can. Tin foil. The roof of the old shed was made of rusty tin.
Virgin.
A person who has never had sex, adjective, being used or worked for the first time.
Examples:
Virgin material. Enter virgin territory. Within a few years, no virgin forests will remain.
Heaven.
Of various religious and mythological traditions, a place or state of existence considered to be the abode of the divine, the afterlife, or a higher realm of being, a state of great happiness, contentment, or beauty.
Examples:
Ascend to heaven. Heaven on earth. He felt like heaven when he tasted the delicious chocolate cake.
Capitalism.
An economic system based on the private ownership of the means of production and their operation for profit.
Examples:
Advance capitalism. Under the umbrella of capitalism. Capitalism also guarantees intellectual property rights and thus promotes innovation.
Nonsense.
An idea, behavior, or something spoken or written that has no meaning or makes no sense or that is silly or unacceptable.
Examples:
Talk nonsense. Sheer nonsense. The parents spoke to their children in no-nonsense tones.
Heel.
The rounded back part of the foot below the ankle, someone who is morally reprehensible. Verb, to follow someone or something.
Examples:
Heel bone. Heel wrestler. She wore high heels to the party.
Mention.
To speak or write about something or someone briefly.
Examples:
Mention name. Mention in a report. I mentioned to him that I had seen his sister at the grocery store earlier that day.
Consume.
To spend something, especially fuel, energy, or time, in a large amount.
Examples:
Consume a large of alcohol. Consume electricity. A smaller car will consume less fuel.
Constituency.
A group of people who live in a particular geographic area and are represented politically by an elected official. A body of customers or clients who regularly use a particular service or product.
Examples:
Constituency needs. Local constituency. The politician met with his constituency to hear their concerns and ideas.
Facilitate.
To make something easier or more likely to happen.
Examples:
Facilitate a smooth transition. Facilitate the process. The company implemented a new software system to facilitate employee communication and collaboration.
Essential.
Indispensable, fundamental.
Examples:
Essential amino acid. Essential commodities of life. Trial and error is an essential part of education.
Compete.
To strive to achieve more success than someone or something.
Examples:
Compete against a friend. Compete fiercely. You must compete with others to obtain this position.
Bay.
A part of the coast that is partially enclosed by land, a compartment or section of a ship or building.
Examples:
Bay Area. The mouth of a bay. She walked along the bay and collected shells.
Curtail.
To reduce or restrict something, to shorten or truncate, to cut short or bring to an abrupt end.
Examples:
Curtail spending. Curtail freedom. Due to budget constraints, the company had to curtail its marketing campaign for the new product.
Underlying.
Significant as a cause or basis of something, but not immediately apparent or stated clearly.
Examples:
An underlying motive. An underlying cause of an accident. The underlying principle of every business was identical.
Poverty.
The condition of being extremely poor.
Examples:
Poverty alleviation. The cycle of poverty. Many studies have investigated the relationship between poverty and academic achievement.
Injustice.
A violation of the rights of others or the laws of a society.
Examples:
Gross injustice. Injustice system. The injustice of the court's decision angered many people and led to protests.
Myth.
An ancient story or set of stories accepted as history, especially explaining the worldview of a people.
Examples:
The myth of an old religion. Perpetuate a myth. With the financial bubble bursting, the myth of economic growth in investment banking collapsed.
Heroic.
Courageous and daring, having or displaying qualities appropriate for legendary figures, that is, courage and daring.
Examples:
A heroic poem. Heroic explorers. The heroic actions of individuals are now easily spread worldwide by SNS.
Rev.
A measure of the rate at which an engine or motor rotates, often expressed in revolutions per minute, RPM, verb, to increase the number of rotations per minute.
Examples:
Low rev engine. Rev up the crowd. He stepped on the gas pedal, and the engine released a loud rev.
Finance.
The management of money, credit, banking, and investments, especially by a government or commercial organization, the branch of economics that studies the management of money and other assets.
Examples:
Finance Act. Manage my finances. Our company decided to hire an advisor who specializes in finance.
Homeland.
A place regarded as one's native country or where one belongs.
Examples:
Beloved homeland. Homeland pride. I miss my homeland and the familiar sights, sounds, and smells.
Recruit.
To persuade someone to work for a company, to find new members for an organization, the armed forces, etc.
Examples:
Recruit a good worker. Recruit a new hire. The colonial government recruited militia support when civil war broke out.
Strength.
The quality or state of being physically, or sometimes mentally, strong.
Examples:
Strength of the economy. Muscular strength. Health and strength are, above all, gold.
Interaction.
The act of connecting with someone, mainly when working, playing, or spending time with them.
Examples:
The interaction between man and his environment. Interaction among human beings. The interaction of the two groups is good for brainstorming.
Engage.
To attract and keep someone's attention and interest, to participate in or obtain services of something.
Examples:
Engage in environmental protection activities. Engage a new employee. Many multinational companies are engaged in the reconstruction of that country.
Educate.
To provide or receive instruction or training over a period of time at a school, university, etc.
Examples:
Educate student. Educate public. The school's mission is to educate young children and prepare them for the future.
Dialogue.
A conversation in a book, play, or film.
Examples:
Platonic dialogues. The form of a dialogue. He recorded the dialogue at the time of the incident.
Delivery.
The act of taking or sending something to a destination, the bringing of a baby during childbirth.
Examples:
An easy delivery. Special delivery. The delivery truck arrived with the packages.
Mechanism.
A part of a machine, or a set of parts that performs a task, a natural or established process that occurs during a specific situation or reaction.
Examples:
The mechanism for DNA replication. Defense mechanism. He discovered unique mechanisms for photochemical reactions.
Government.
The group of people with authority to control a country or state.
Examples:
Government bureaucracy. Government funding. The federal government is planning to increase taxes for the next fiscal year.
Preach.
To deliver a religious or moral message to an audience.
Examples:
Preach the gospel. Preach to the masses. The pastor preached about the importance of forgiveness.
Victim.
A person who has been harmed, injured, or otherwise negatively affected by a particular action, circumstance, or event.
Examples:
Victim support. Victim compensation. The victim of the crime deserves justice and support to recover from the trauma.
Scar.
A mark that remains on the skin after a wound has healed.
Examples:
Burn scar. Carry a scar. Even after the wound has healed, a scar remains.
Interact.
To communicate or react with somebody.
Examples:
Interact directly with customers. Interact with one another. He should interact more with his colleagues.
Devil.
A supernatural being typically represented in belief systems as an evil or mischievous spirit, often used metaphorically to describe a person or thing that is harmful, dangerous, or wicked.
Examples:
Devil's advocate. Devil horns. There are various ways to ward off the devil, including prayer and holy water.
Countdown.
A counting sequence leading up to an event, often marked by a series of signals or cues, also used as a term to describe the final stages leading up to a major event or deadline.
Examples:
Countdown clock. Wedding countdown. The countdown to launch began as the astronauts prepared for their mission.
Jewish.
Of or related to people whose traditional religion is Judaism.
Examples:
Jewish history, Jewish culture. My friend is a Jewish woman who celebrates Hanukkah every year.
Alarming.
Causing concern or apprehension, causing a feeling of danger, harm, or emergency, unsettling or disturbing.
Examples:
Alarming news, alarming statistics. The sudden rise in crime rates in our neighborhood is quite alarming.
Motto.
A phrase or slogan that expresses a guiding principle or goal.
Examples:
The motto for safe traffic. Company motto. The company's motto is innovation and service, which is reflected in its products and customer support.
Explosion.
A violent release induced by a chemical or nuclear reaction.
Examples:
A lot of explosions. Site of the explosion. A broken gas pipe triggered the explosion.
Alcohol.
A clear liquid that can make people drunk and is used in medicines, cleaning products, etc.
Examples:
Stop drinking alcohol. Diluted alcohol. There is a clear association between alcohol consumption and cognitive decline.
Statistics.
The discipline that concerns the collection, organization, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data.
Examples:
Statistics for cancer. Official statistics. The statistics demonstrate that poverty and unemployment are genuine problems.
Attractive.
Immensely appealing in look or sound, having characteristics or qualities that make something appealing and valuable.
Examples:
Attractive men. Attractive opportunity. The growth of the sharing economy is attractive for tech companies.
Psychology.
The scientific study of mind and behavior.
Examples:
Psychology experiment. Psychology of crowd. She had a master's degree in psychology.
Injury.
Harm done to a person's or an animal's body caused by an accident or an attack.
Examples:
Without injury. A fatal injury. My accidental injury got better right away.
Shrapnel.
Fragments of a bomb, shell, or other explosive object that are scattered in many directions upon detonation and can cause injury or damage.
Examples:
Shrapnel wounds. Shrapnel damage. The soldier suffered injuries from shrapnel during the explosion.
Rub.
To move one's hand or an object over the surface of something with pressure.
Examples:
Rub shoulders. Rub a glass window. She rubbed the sore spot on her leg to ease the pain.
Pitiful.
Making people feel sorrow or sympathy, very small or poor.
Examples:
A pitiful fate. Cast pitiful eyes. We heard their pitiful laments throughout the night.
Mum.
A British term for mom or mother, adjective, failing to speak or communicate when expected to do so.
Examples:
Mum's cooking. Keep mum. My mum always knew how to comfort me when I was feeling down.
Trauma.
An emotional wound or shock often has long-lasting effects caused by a highly upsetting or shocking experience.
Examples:
Psychic trauma. Trauma care. Many civilians have suffered trauma as a result of the war.
Sympathize.
To express or feel compassion or understanding for someone else's pain, difficulty, or misfortune. To share in someone else's emotions or experiences.
Examples:
Sympathize with a tragic hero. Sympathize with their situation. I sympathize with your struggles and am here to support you through them.
Ignore.
To intentionally not listen or pay attention to.
Examples:
Ignore her advice. Ignore a ban. Since independence, the area has been completely ignored.
Millennium.
A span of 1,000 years, or the 1,000th anniversary, plural, millennia.
Examples:
Past millennium. Millennium bottle of wine. Our world is in the third millennium.
Invasion.
Armies act of forcibly entering another country or territory to take control of it.
Examples:
The Turkish invasion. Home invasion. An invasion would most probably result in a political catastrophe.
Legislation.
A law or a set of laws suggested and then passed by a parliament, or the act of making or enacting laws.
Examples:
Anti-terrorist legislation. Introduce legislation. Similar legislation had already been rejected by the parliament 4 times.
Emergency.
A sudden unforeseen crisis usually involving danger that requires immediate action.
Examples:
Emergency action. Acute emergency. The president declared a state of emergency.
Provision.
The act of providing or supplying something, a clause in a document or law that specifies a particular requirement or condition.
Examples:
provision for loan losses, administrative provision. The new law includes provisions for increased penalties for repeat offenders.
Basis:
the most important facts, ideas, or events from which something is developed, the way how things are organized or arranged.
Examples:
on an equal basis, basis for calculation. This evidence will form the basis for our discussion.
Prejudice:
a thought or feeling that is unfair and makes no sense, mainly when it is formed without enough thought or knowledge.
Examples:
deep-rooted prejudice, color prejudice. This community is free of social prejudice.
Welsh:
to fail to honor a debt or commitment, to renege on a promise or agreement.
Examples:
Welsh on a promise, Welsh on the deal. The sheepherder had to Welsh some of the animals due to illness.
Inevitable:
certain to happen and unavoidable.
Examples:
inevitable changes of the seasons, inevitable result. In times of recession, an increase in unemployment is inevitable.
Immense:
extremely large or great.
Examples:
immense amount, immense pressure. He left his wife an immense fortune.
Proactive:
acting in advance to deal with an expected difficulty or to take advantage of an opportunity.
Examples:
proactive approach, proactive about doing the task. The company implemented proactive measures to prevent future issues.
Arsenal:
a collection of weapons or military equipment stored in preparation for war or conflict. A collection of resources or tools available for use in a particular field or endeavor.
Examples:
arsenal of knowledge, political arsenal. The police found a hidden arsenal of weapons in the suspect's house.
Combat:
a fight or battle, usually between opposing military forces, an engagement in which opposing parties attempt to defeat each other by force.
Examples:
combat zone, hand-to-hand combat. The veteran was honored for his service in combat.
Bang:
to hit or cause to hit something in a way that makes a loud noise.
Examples:
bang his fist on a desk, bang a phone down. My father tried to bang mathematics into my head since childhood.
Democracy:
a form of government in which the people have the authority to deliberate and decide legislation, or to choose governing officials to do so.
Examples:
democracy advocate, Principles of democracy. Democracy often entails inclusive capitalism as well.
Imp.
A mischievous or misbehaving child, a small and mischievous demon or sprite in folklore.
Examples:
A little imp. Behave like an imp. The mischievous imp caused trouble wherever it went.
Battlefield.
A place where a battle or conflict is fought.
Examples:
Battlefield casualties. Tactics on the battlefield. The general reviewed the plans for the upcoming battle on the battlefield.
Flesh.
The soft substance composing the body of a person or animal, as opposed to bones and other structures.
Examples:
Grow in flesh. Flesh eating. The flesh of the fruit is sweet and juicy.
Analogy.
A comparison between similar things that have similar aspects, often used to help explain a principle or concept.
Examples:
Draw analogy. Historical analogy. Some kinds of machine learning models show an analogy to how people learn.
Essentially.
Relating to the essential features or concepts of anything.
Examples:
Essentially correct. Become essentially same. Essentially, a society is an organism.
Souk.
A market or bazaar in the Middle East or North Africa, typically consisting of a maze of narrow streets and passageways filled with vendors selling goods such as textiles, spices, and crafts.
Examples:
Traditional souk. Vibrant souk. My favorite part of traveling to Morocco is exploring the maze-like souks.
Launch.
To send or propel something into the air or space using a device such as a rocket, missile, or spacecraft, to make something available or on sale for the first time.
Examples:
Launch a spaceship into orbit. Launch a big attack. The company is set to launch its new product line next month.
Franchise.
A legal agreement between two parties in which one party grants the other the right to use or sell its products or services under a specific brand name and business model. A business that operates under such an agreement, the right to vote in an election.
Examples:
Franchise agreement. Franchise owner. The fast food franchise kept expanding and opening new restaurants across the country.
Ignorance.
Lack of knowledge or information about a particular subject or fact.
Examples:
Ignorance of the law. Ignorance is bliss. His ignorance of the situation led him to make a poor decision.
Resolve.
To find a suitable answer to the problems or difficulty.
Examples:
Resolve a dispute. Resolve the computer error. This company resolves its battery problem completely.
Dup.
To give someone or something an unofficial name or nickname. To provide movies with a voice of a foreign language.
Examples:
Dub the film in English. Dub data. We dubbed him Iron Man because of his toughness.
Warfare.
The use of military force to achieve political, economic, or social objectives.
Examples:
Warfare aircraft. Spiritual warfare. The country has been engaged in a prolonged conflict, with both sides using modern warfare tactics.
Origin.
The first existence or beginning of something.
Examples:
Origin of all humankind. A manuscript of uncertain origin. There are various hypotheses concerning the origin of life.
Mad.
Insane, especially due to a mental illness, very angry.
Examples:
A mad person. Gets mad easily. He was mad with joy to see the results.
Maverick.
Characterized by independence or nonconformity, unconventional, idiosyncratic, or rebellious.
Examples:
Maverick behavior. Maverick politician. The maverick artist refused to follow traditional painting styles and created his unique art.
Crack.
To break or cause to break without dividing into separate parts. Noun, a line on the surface of something along which it is separated without breaking.
Examples:
Crack an eggshell. A crack in a board. He that would eat the kernel must crack the nut.
Process.
A series of actions or operations performed to achieve a particular outcome or goal. A systematic procedure or approach used to accomplish a specific task or objective. A method of treating milk to make it suitable for consumption or use in other dairy products.
Examples:
Process improvement. Decision-making process. The process for applying for a visa can be lengthy and complicated.
Culprit.
Someone who is responsible for a crime or wrongdoing.
Examples:
The culprit of global warming. The arrest of the culprit. They finally found the culprit of the bug after a long time.
Prosecute.
To bring legal action against someone in a court of law. To pursue or carry out something to completion or achievement.
Examples:
Prosecute criminal. Prosecute case. The attorney decided to prosecute the suspect for stealing from the store.
Slight.
Very small in degree or amount.
Examples:
Feel a slight concern. Slight increase. We made slight modifications to reflect the views of both sides.
Appeal.
A serious, earnest, or urgent request for money, information, or help, a quality that makes somebody or something attractive or interest.
Examples:
Draw out your appeal. An appeal for help. He needed to resolve the problem as soon as possible, so he made an appeal directly.
Confident.
Feeling sure about your abilities or qualities, or having trust in people, plans, or the future.
Examples:
Feel confident. A confident remark. I'm not confident in our victory.
Void.
An empty space, a feeling of emptiness, adjective, lacking any legal or binding force.
Examples:
Void of expression. Void contract. The void in her heart was filled with the love of her family.
Underdog.
A person or group in a competition or situation that is expected to lose or be at a disadvantage. A person or group that is seen as less powerful or less favored than others in a social, political, or economic context.
Examples:
Cheer for the underdog. Classic underdog story. The underdog team pulled off a stunning upset against the heavily favored opponent.
Flip.
To turn over into a different position quickly, to throw or toss with a light motion.
Examples:
Flip over the pork chop. Flip a coin. He flipped when he heard that he had been accepted into the university.
Embarrass.
To cause someone to feel awkward, worried, or ashamed.
Examples:
Embarrass political enemy. Embarrass my project. He looked for an opportunity to embarrass that actor in public.
Haunted.
Inhabited, visited, or frequented by ghosts or spirits, disturbed or troubled by persistent or disturbing memories or emotions.
Examples:
Haunted house. Haunted by memories. The old mansion was known to be haunted, with strange noises and eerie sightings reported by visitors.
Allegedly.
According to what has been stated or reported, supposedly.
Examples:
Allegedly guilty. Allegedly behind the plot. He allegedly stole money from the company.
Reward.
A thing given in acknowledgement of service, hard work, achievement, etc.
Examples:
The reward for good works. Shopping rewards cards. Night fishing has a lot of rewards.
Politic.
Wise in displaying the ability to make reasonable decisions.
Examples:
A politic decision. Heal the body, politic. She was politic in her behavior.
Loophole.
A gap or weakness in a legal or bureaucratic system that allows for the exploitation of unintended benefits or avoids penalties.
Examples:
Legal loophole. Finding a loophole. A loophole in the tax code allows some people to avoid paying taxes legally.
Provisional.
Temporary, serving as a means of satisfying a need or requirement until a more permanent solution can be found.
Examples:
A provisional treaty. Provisional measure. The provisional agreement was reached pending further negotiation.
Amazing.
Extremely surprising, especially in a way that you like or admire.
Examples:
Amazing advances. The most amazing feeling. The golfer recorded an amazing distance.
Compassionate.
Feeling or showing sympathy and concern for the suffering or bad luck of others.
Examples:
A compassionate heart. Compassionate leave. My father has a serious and compassionate personality.
Affair.
Event, situation, or subject that is significant from a political or public perspective, a secretive or illicit sexual relationship.
Examples:
Current affairs. Domestic affairs. Some critics say this exhibition will be a big affair.
Piracy.
The unauthorized use or reproduction of someone else's work, such as a book, song, or movie, the act of attacking or robbing ships at sea.
Examples:
Software piracy. Piracy on the high seas. Music piracy is a serious problem that negatively impacts the livelihoods of artists and the music industry.
Pirate.
Especially in the past, a person who attacks and robs ships at sea.
Examples:
Pirate treasure. Video pirate. The pirate captain ordered his crew to attack the merchant ship.
Fishery.
An area of water where fish are caught in large quantities for living, a business or practice of catching and selling fish.
Examples:
Fishery management. Commercial fishery. The majority of the people on the island are fishery folk.
Dump.
To deposit or dispose of something, such as trash, waste, etc., carelessly or hurriedly.
Examples:
Dump the gravel on the road. Dump hazardous waste. The company dumped him after several years of service.
Toxic.
Of or relating to or caused by a poison, poisonous.
Examples:
Toxic molecule. Exposure to toxic chemicals. This chemical compound is 1,000-fold more toxic.
Employ.
To give somebody a job and pay them for it, to make use of.
Examples:
Employ job seekers. Employ a new method. When making arrests, police officers frequently employ excessive force.
Coastline.
The particular shape of the coast equals the shore of a sea or ocean, as seen from the sea.
Examples:
Coastline erosion. Deeply indented coastline. The new resort was built along the coastline, offering stunning ocean views from every room.
Industrious.
Hardworking, diligent, and persistent in effort.
Examples:
Industrious worker. Industrious student. He was known to be very industrious and would often work late into the night.
Prey.
The object of a hunt, an animal hunted or trapped for eating.
Examples:
Prey of beast. Become prey to terrorists. The majority of snakes swallow their prey whole.
Missile.
A weapon, such as a rocket or guided projectile, that is self-propelled and directed by remote control or by an internal guidance mechanism.
Examples:
Missile defense. Cruise missile attack. The military launched a ballistic missile at the enemy's stronghold.
Shore.
The land along the edge of a sea, lake, broad river, or other large body of water. Verb, to support by placing against something solid or rigid.
Examples:
A sandy shore. Shore up demand. The waves are beating against the shore.
Advantage.
A condition or circumstance that puts one in a favorable or superior position, a beneficial feature or asset that someone or something has.
Examples:
Score an advantage. Take advantage of his weak points. One of the main advantages of the new product is its increased efficiency.
Obvious.
Easy to see, discover, or understand.
Examples:
Obvious reasons. His conclusion was obvious. There are obvious differences between the two wine-producing regions.
Vulnerable.
Capable of being hurt or influenced physically or mentally.
Examples:
A vulnerable bridge. Vulnerable parts of the body. Infants and pregnant women are particularly vulnerable.
Norm.
Something that is regarded as usual, typical, or standard.
Examples:
norm of action, cultural norm. The systems we have developed has accepted as industry norms.
Practical.
Of or connected with actual use or real situation rather than with theory and ideas.
Examples:
practical English, gain practical experience. Her concept is highly practical and helpful.
Politically.
In a way that relates to the government or public affairs of a nation.
Examples:
politically advantageous, become politically savvy. This newspaper is supposed to be politically neutral.
Risky.
Involving the possibility of danger, failure, or loss.
Examples:
change risky behavior, a risky enterprise. It is extremely risky to sail in such a storm.
Protagonist.
The main character in a literary work, film, or other stories.
Examples:
protagonist of drama, play a protagonist. The protagonist's triumph over adversity was the theme of this play.
Interlocutor.
A person who participates in a conversation or dialogue, a person who speaks or converses with another.
Examples:
speak with an interlocutor, find an interlocutor. She was my interlocutor, facilitating the conversation between the two sides.
Occasion.
A time or event that is suitable or appropriate for something to happen or be done, a particular event or circumstance that requires or allows for something to be done.
Examples:
a glad occasion, as occasion demands. She wore her best dress for the special occasion.
Military.
Relating to or characteristic of members of the armed forces, of or relating to war or warfare.
Examples:
a military operation, a military leader. The military academy was known for its strict discipline and training.
Foster.
To promote a growth, to take care of another person's child, usually for a limited time, without becoming their legal parents.
Examples:
foster a better relationship, foster 2 kids. The pastor contributed to fostering the sense of a community embracing all classes.
Contemporary.
Belonging to the same or present time.
Examples:
field of contemporary art, contemporary leaders. Contemporary music has gained different followers from existing music.
Innovation.
The creation of a new device or process resulting from study and experimentation.
Examples:
innovation leader, cutting-edge innovation. The vegetarian burger was an innovation that quickly spread to the United Kingdom.
Receptive.
Willing to listen to or accept new ideas or suggestions.
Examples:
Receptive audience. Receptive to change. The voters appeared to be receptive to his new ideas.
Dusty.
Covered with or characterized by dust, having a dry, powdery texture or appearance, having a lot of dust or dirt in the air.
Examples:
Dusty road. Dusty bookshelf. The abandoned warehouse was covered in a thick layer of dusty debris.
Corridor.
A hallway or passageway, especially one connecting rooms or areas within a building or structure.
Examples:
Walk along a corridor. Air corridor. The long corridor was filled with people rushing to get to their rooms before the meeting began.
Sector.
A distinct part or division of something often used to refer to a segment of an economy or industry, an area or field of work or activity.
Examples:
Industrial sector. Private sector. The technology sector is constantly evolving and innovating.
Unpalatable.
Not pleasing to the taste or palate, unpleasant or distasteful, disagreeable or unacceptable.
Examples:
Unpalatable meal. Unpalatable truth. The board made an unpalatable decision to lay off a significant portion of the staff due to financial constraints.
Humanitarian.
Something relating to the promotion of human welfare, or someone who works to promote human welfare.
Examples:
Humanitarian crisis. A truly humanitarian act. The organization is dedicated to providing humanitarian aid to disaster-stricken areas worldwide.
Struggle.
To make a great effort to do something when it is difficult, or there are a lot of problems, to use force or violence to break away from restraint or constriction.
Examples:
Struggle against discrimination. Struggle to get the job. He could not struggle against temptation.
Engagement.
A mutual promise to marry someone, an agreement to do something, especially at a particular time.
Examples:
A prior engagement. Break off an engagement. They selected a gorgeous diamond engagement ring.
Definitely.
Without any question and beyond doubt, clearly.
Examples:
Definitely become a problem. Say definitely. The paper is definitely worth reading thoroughly.
Controversial.
Causing a lot of hot public discussion and dispute.
Examples:
controversial book, controversial policy. The issue of the death penalty is highly controversial.
React.
To take action in response to something.
Examples:
react at a high temperature. React against his way of thinking. How did he react to your idea?
Provocative.
Arousing anger, interest, or another strong reaction, especially deliberately.
Examples:
provocative questions. A provocative smile. His provocative style frequently sparked controversies.
Sympathy.
The feeling of pity or compassion for someone else's suffering or misfortune, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another.
Examples:
artificial sympathy. Sympathy for the victims. I feel deep sympathy for those who lost their homes and possessions in the natural disaster.
Tackle.
To try to deal with a complex problem or situation.
Examples:
tackle the issue. Help tackle climate change. The government is determined to tackle sharp inflation.
Crisis.
A time of great disagreement, confusion, or danger when problems must be resolved or critical decisions must be taken.
Examples:
financial crisis. Crisis management. The Chinese word for crisis comprises two characters, one for danger and the other for opportunity.
Moonlight.
The light of the moon, which is reflected sunlight and is much weaker than direct sunlight. Verb, to work at a second job, often in addition to one's regular employment, usually without the knowledge or approval of one's employer.
Examples:
moonlight as a bartender. Moonlight serenade. The garden looked magical in the moonlight, with the flowers and trees casting eerie shadows.
Survive.
To live or exist despite a dangerous event or period.
Examples:
survive a blizzard. Survive a plane crash. These birds can only survive in temperate climates.
Develop.
To grow or expand, to improve or refine through a process of progress and refinement, often to achieve greater sophistication or complexity, to elaborate or add detail to something that is in the process of being created.
Examples:
develop a strategy. Develop a skill. We must develop a new system to streamline our workflow and increase efficiency.
Spirit.
The part of a person which is the seat of their mind, feelings, and character rather than their physical body, the general atmosphere of a place or situation and the effect that it has on people.
Examples:
spirit and the letter of the law. An indomitable spirit. Despite their tragic loss, the family is showing great spirit.
Inherent.
Existing in something as a permanent, essential, or characteristic attribute.
Examples:
Inherent risk. Have an inherent dislike. Honesty is an inherent quality that everyone should strive to possess.
Communist.
Relating to or supporting the political ideology of communism, equals a form of socialism that abolishes private ownership.
Examples:
Communist Party. Communist activist. During the Cold War, many countries feared the spread of communist ideology.
Defeat.
To win against somebody in a fight, war, or attempt.
Examples:
Defeat a global power. Defeat body odor. Despite his best efforts, he was unable to defeat the enemy.
Roll.
To move in a particular direction by turning over and over or from side to side.
Examples:
Roll a ball. Roll down his cheeks. He was exhausted and rolled into bed as soon as he got home.